Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. Clint Finney again. March 15th, 2024. We were up here last night and moved cows and took a really good video. And then when I got home and started listening to it, it was completely overdone by wind. I didn't realize it was that windy, but it was. Unfortunately, you missed me putting the bale ring on upside down. These plastic rings, for some reason, as you're moving them and you're not paying attention, you can flip them upside down pretty easy because they don't have as many bars in them. So I said I did a Rachel because Rachel likes to flip them upside down. So I had to take it off and put it back on while I was taking a video. But I deleted that video and came back, just take another one just because I thought it was important. We're getting to the point in the year when we are concerned about what they're grazing of the new growth. Unfortunately, we like to think of that as like April 15th or April 1st. Here we are, March 15th, and we're already having that problem. And you can probably see right down that line where we moved them last night. We are there. We're at the point where, okay, it's starting to be concerning that they're grazing the grass that's new growth. And how much is that hurting us? I got a call yesterday from a good friend. You know, how much are we hurting ourselves? And the answer is a lot, but maybe not as much as we think. It's twofold here. We all have way too much grass on May 15th, so this will help to set that back and not have to worry about getting to as much of it as quickly. But if we hurt it too much, we may not get on to it till July. And those first 2, 3, 4 grazings that we miss, we're never going to gain that back in tonnage. So it's a catch-22. I'd rather outwinter. I'd rather leave them on the ground all winter, rather them spread manure all winter. Now the other alternative we have here is we can put them on a heavy use pad and let them not be on the grass. But we're also then causing ourselves some trouble because they're now somewhere where we're gonna have to collect the manure. Levi's teasing his brother, and we don't want that either. So that is an option, though. Put them on the heavy use pad, and that way they're not grazing the grass that's growing. Or we can continue to do what we do and just realize the risk we got here. The risk is they're going to graze some of this. They're going to set some of it back. We're not going to get to it. We're not going to ever gain that tonnage back. So my answer to this is, and the grass just grew 10 days, maybe 15 days too early for what we had shot. I shot for April 1st, and it's 2 weeks too early. So my plan was to slowly pan over. There's a bale up here, and there's more bales as you go down over the backside of that hill. There's a hydrant in this fence about 3 posts. And post is a unit of measure around here. A post is 32 feet. It's basically the post spacing 32 feet up. There's another hydrant, and it will reach a 100-foot hose to that. You can't see it, but there's a tire trough in that fence. I won't leave the tire trough on, but I'll leave that portable trough on because it flows enough slow water that it won't freeze. That's the plan, and that was the plan. April 1st, they'd be up there. I could fence them into a really tight area, and so that's mostly weeds and blackberry vine as you go over the hill. There's some and fescue, so it wasn't going to hurt it to overgraze that, and I don't usually use it the first rotation or two anyhow. So that was the plan. We just missed our target by 15 days. So tomorrow I'll come out here and put a back fence up from the water trough that's down here below these calves over to just below this lowest hay ring, and that way they won't go grazing over everything, and we'll save as much of it as we can. You know, we're in the end 101 acres, and we're going to have maybe 3 acres that's too grazed, too much, and that's not that big a deal. As we move forward and we do bale grazing on everything, it will be even less, to be honest. Right now we've got darn near 5 acres tore up from where we unrolled hay, Plus we're gonna have 2, 3, 4 acres here that's gonna be a little bit overgrazed. That's getting into almost 10%, and that's a lot. That's too much for me. But we got a plan going forward, and we'll change that. Of course, the bale grazing, a lot of that probably is going to grow sorghum Sudan, so that will make up for what we will lose. We'll make up the tonnage there. We won't here. And the other alternative we have is to let's go ahead and spread sorghum Sudan now on these pieces. Let them tramp it in and hope that we get something, although there's one reason why we won't. Those blackbirds that are right there below the cows, they'll ferret out most of anything that's big seed. So we have to put double or triple the rate down if we're going to broadcast it like that ahead of time, because they'll pick up that seed and have it scattered everywhere. So hopefully, in among Levi screaming and playing with his brother, I've actually got a coherent thought out there. But basically, we are at the time when we're concerned about them grazing the new growth and what that's doing for us. And yes, it's going to hurt us. Yes, we're never going to gain that tonnage back, but we're also going to slow it down so we don't have so much extra to manage. We can look at this another way. It's minerals it's not using. It's minerals that'll sit there and catch up. I don't know that we're going to lose all of it. We're not ever going to gain it all back either. So again, catch-22. We could do it different if we wanted to put them on a pad, but I wouldn't sacrifice these clean calves for putting them on a crappy heavy use pad this time of year. So with that, I'll say we'll see you next time.